Lewis Hamilton's Ferrari chapter began with more questions than answers, and time may be running short. Insiders and analysts warn that 2026 may be the seven-time world champion's final chance to win that elusive eighth title. But at the same time, Ferrari is leaking messages surrounding a huge incoming upgrade. So, could Hamilton's fortunes at Ferrari change in the coming weeks? Or even as soon as this weekend in Miami? F1 pundit Johnny Herbert didn't mince words when asked about it. "I think 2026 is Lewis Hamilton's final chance at getting the eighth championship. He's 40 years old now. Is he in his prime? Number. Has that prime passed? Yes. Is he still really good? Yes. But Charles Leclerc is better than Hamilton at the moment, so even if the Ferrari improves, he needs to beat his teammate." That comment cuts to the heart of Hamilton's current troubles. Not only has the car not been competitive against McLaren and Red Bull, but Hamilton has frequently been outclassed by Leclerc since joining Ferrari. The data does not lie. In Jeddah, Hamilton was more than half a second behind Leclerc on every lap. In qualifying, he was unable to match the Monegasque driver's speed. On the F1 Nation podcast, Alex Brundle explained that Hamilton's driving style is incompatible with the SF25. He goes into high-speed corners and hits a little bit more brake pressure than Charles Leclerc, Brundle explained. "You can draw a line directly up the wheel speed graph to the steering trace, and the brake aligns perfectly with a tiny bit of movement. It just upsets the Ferrari everywhere." Leclerc is just Mr. Measured on the brakes. We know that Lewis had a problem with the same thing. I saw the data at Mercedes. Can he coach himself out of a lifetime's worth of driving technique to move towards the car? We will find out. Brundle's views highlight an issue that Hamilton himself has acknowledged. "He's been driving this car for a long time, so he definitely knows it really well," Hamilton said of Leclerc. "There's plenty in the data, for sure. I mean, honestly, it doesn't look massively different in the data. Just, I go slower through the corners." He added after Jeddah, "It was horrible. It was horrible. Not enjoyable at all. I was just sliding around. First stint, massive understeer, car not turning, and then massive deg. And then the second stint, slightly better balance, but still just no pace. Yeah, pretty bad. I'm struggling to feel the car underneath me, but there's no particular thing. There's nothing to say, hey, this is the issue. In qualifying, it's me extracting performance. In the race, I tried everything, and the car just didn't want to go quicker." While some pundits believe Hamilton would retire if his troubles continue, the man himself downplayed the rumours at a recent event in London. "Please keep your fingers crossed. I'm not going to give up," he said to fans. "We're going to keep getting better. Still we rise, right?" There is reason to hope. A number of forthcoming improvements could finally give Hamilton what he's been missing in the Ferrari SF25. Miami will be a telling test. Ferrari is now fourth in the constructors' standings, trailing McLaren, Mercedes, and Red Bull. But the forthcoming sprint weekend in Miami may provide an opportunity for redemption. The SF25 has shown to be stronger in lighter fuel situations, as demonstrated in Shanghai, where Hamilton won the sprint from pole position. Ferrari team chief Fred Vasseur has maintained faith, reaffirming the team's plans to introduce a new front wing, which were already in the works prior to the season, once the new FIA technical rule on wing flexibility takes effect. "The introduction of the TD will not move the plans," Vasseur stated. "We will introduce the front wing already scheduled. It's an enormous logistical and financial undertaking. Each team must create 6 to 8 versions of the new spec wings, each with a unique load variant and spares. It costs about $1 million to produce, which depletes the season's already limited $18 million development budget. These modifications are important. The TD reduces wing flexibility and is expected to alter the aerodynamic balance of cars across the grid. Less flex means a more stable wing under load, but it may also result in more understeer in medium-speed corners as teams strive to maintain high-speed performance. The Ferrari SF25, which is already sensitive to ride height and airflow interruptions, could face a double-edged sword. Red Bull, for example, is developing a new package for Imola that is said to save 0.2 seconds each lap, though engineer Giampiero Lambiase has been wary about correlation. Meanwhile, Ferrari is planning a redesigned rear end for post-Spain, as well as a new front wing. The next evolution is important. According to insiders, Ferrari engineers aim to show that the SF25 can do more. The aerodynamic inefficiencies, particularly when running in traffic, have plagued Hamilton, who's failed to finish a race ahead of Leclerc so far this season. Ferrari believes that increasing clean air efficiency and decreasing sensitivity to ride height could make all the difference. Even with developments, Hamilton must adjust to his own habits, which presents a unique difficulty. According to Brundle, can he coach himself out of a lifetime's worth of driving technique? And that is a valid point. After all, Hamilton won his 7 championships with that exact driving style. And now, almost 2 decades after his debut, he'll have to change it around. That won't be an overnight task. So, can he do it? Hamilton is asking himself this question as well. I don't know how much longer I'll struggle for, but it's definitely painful, he admitted. At the moment, there's no fix. So, this is how it's going to be for the rest of the year. It's going to be painful. He also admitted that Ferrari's management was unimpressed. They are not happy, Hamilton claimed. And neither am I. However, Fred Vasseur isn't panicking just yet. I will be 2,000% behind him, Vasseur declared. I will give him support, and we will start from tomorrow morning to try to find solutions and reasons and to work on it early in the morning. But honestly, I am not too worried. The potential is there for sure. We just have to adjust the balance because we are, collectively, Lewis and us, we are struggling with the balance of his car and how he is working the tyres. It's a kind of negative spot, but I think the potential of the car is there, and we will try to solve that. When one journalist suggested Hamilton's form had dramatically dropped, Vasseur snapped back. It's not dramatically. We did 5 races so far. I know that you want to have the big headlines tomorrow that Fred said this. But this is effing bullshit. At the end of the day, we are in competition. You have ups and downs. And while Ferrari considers Spain for its next huge upgrade drive, there is a quiet optimism in Maranello. Engineers are investigating improved sidepod and underfloor designs to help generate more stable performance and prevent rear-end instability. The team is optimistic, especially after hearing Leclerc's critique and Hamilton's evolving input. Ferrari aerodynamicists believe they have identified airflow interruptions beneath the SF25's sidepods as a significant source of aerodynamic instability. The bodywork now causes a sharp drop in flow velocity, especially in turbulent air, making the car unpredictable behind traffic. New designs try to address this by exchanging raw downforce for more uniformity. This reflects a broader aerodynamic trend in Formula One. With larger diffusers removing more air than ever before, foul air has returned to levels seen in 2021. Chasing cars now need up to 1 second in raw speed to overtake. If we start further up, we'll have our chances, Leclerc remarked. If not, we're all too close in the race to make a difference. Hamilton's hope may lay in qualifying. Fix the 1-lap pace, and the race performance will improve, as it has often done. And, with updates finally arriving and Hamilton determined to turn things around, 2026 may not only be Hamilton's final chance, but also his biggest comeback. But what if the upgrades don't work and the form remains unchanged? Then, perhaps Herbert is correct. Perhaps Lewis Hamilton's tenure will end with a whimper rather than a final, screaming championship. The next few races may define not only a season, but also a legacy. So, what do you think? Will Hamilton and Ferrari be able to turn it around? Is there a way in which Hamilton can change his driving style, or Ferrari can set up the car for success? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.